GearNetwork.com.
This is a Gear Network production.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Gear Network presents the Football Talk Weekly Podcast with John Cimino and Brandon Gorell. And now, here's John.
And hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Football Talk Weekly Podcast here on the Gear Radio Network. Week 5, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. How's it going? John Cimino here with you. And as always, I am joined by my eyesore, Mr. Brandon Gorell. Brandon, say hello.
Hello.
And of course, we're sponsored by every damn thing that we have on this network. So shopgear.com or prowrestlingtees.com/thejcmoney. One of those two things, easy breezy Japanesey way to help us out, baby. All right, so
We are not sponsored by Poo Poo's Chicken, but check them out if you can.
they're in Philadelphia,
That's okay.
home of the Eagles.
Listeners.
Eagles, Eagles. Carson Wentz, man. He's all dreamy.
Off the bye week.
Indeed. I picked up Darren Sproles, so hook him up a little more, Carson. Okay, get some. Hook you up with Poo Poo's Chicken if you do that. All right. Got some big storylines, so let's dive right in.
All right.
Your boy,
Yes.
Tom Brady.
He's
Tom
back.
Terrific.
Dun, dun,
Finally
dun.
back.
Oh, I'm so happy.
The New England Patriots losing to Buffalo last week in a shutout, 16-0, before you go ahead and get into where I can already see the wheels are spinning, and I know you want to say stuff, so before we go ahead and do that,
Yep.
Tom Brady off of his suspension. Deflategate is finally over. No more excuses. No more, we beat the Patriots. Like for the Bills fans, Week 8 is coming. If Week 4 was their Super Bowl, Week 8, I don't know what to call that, but a double Super Bowl or whatever. But I'm gonna ask you this, Brandon. Tom Brady, how is he gonna do?
All I can say is 2 words. R.I.P. Browns. It's going to be ugly. I think he's going to dice it up. I think he's going to be angry. And I think whoever has to play them the rest of the season better look the hell out because it's going to get ugly, I think, every week. Because, he's been having fun and he's been, posting on social media, doing videos, being fun, Tom. Like, it's no big deal. Hey, I'm enjoying my vacation. But inside, the competitor in him is just gripping, cannot wait to get out of the gates. I mean, he's been throwing to washed up bum. He'll throw to the guy that delivers his mail if he can. He's just trying to get throws out. That guy is gripping, and he is going to come out like fired out of a cannon on Sunday.
He threw to his wife.
Yep.
He threw to Wes Welker.
Oh, I'd throw it to his wife.
Yeah, I bet you would. You freaking degenerate, you. Trying to keep it classy and PG here, but ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, Giselle.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
Giselle.
Brandon Gorell for you.
Yeah.
If I had the Looney Tunes theme right now, I'd play the That's All Folks, whatever.
I give her a big old bunch and never mind.
All right. Odell Beckham Jr., quote, not having fun anymore. Now, this season he's been targeted 39 times, he's caught 22 for 303 yards, no touchdowns. That's good for 15th in the league. Brandon, is he a distraction to these New York Giants?
Yes, because he's not producing to go along with it. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because a guy, as long as he's putting up numbers, is not going to be deemed a distraction. But since he's not getting in the end zone right now, all of a sudden it's a big story. You're in the media, suck hole of the world. I mean, New York is just a hellhole for people to play in. As soon as they spot something they can write, it's like a bunch of jackals attacking a ham bone, They just all scramble like, I got to write this big story. Oh, I got the inside scoop. The guy who cleans the dumpsters at MetLife Stadium said he saw Odell Beckham Jr. He was just walking around in his jeans aimlessly, and he was just so upset. So I guess I'm going to write a story about that.
And being a New York sports fan, it is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I don't know what's worse is the fact that the New York media continues to do this,
right?
Or that the stereotypical New York sports fan buys into it all the time. You know what I mean?
I mean, come on.
Say nothing about not all New York sports fans are created equal.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, that's just people in general. That's, again, another topic for another day, but people will believe anything that they read. We're like, oh, well, the media says Odell Beckham Jr. is unhappy.
Have to get you on Get Ready America. I plan on, incidentally, doing a special in November.
A 3-hour special, buddy.
Oh, it's gonna be a special with a presidential election.
All right,
I'm already planning on that.
But yeah,
Dawn doesn't know this yet, but if she listens, hey Dawn, hey honey, hi, you know this. Get ready.
If he has 3 touchdowns and 200 yards this weekend receiving, and he has a smile on his face, and he's not trying to knock down kicking nets, and he's not listening to sad R&B on the sidelines, then it's gonna go away. But the less he produces, the more these stupid. Yeah. Oh God, that uncomfortable moment where she's singing to Hillary. Thank you, Hillary. And I'm like, all I can see in Hillary's head is like, what the hell just happened right now? Like, how she kept a straight face. She didn't roll her eyes. She didn't go, what is going on right now?
I don't know.
That's the most disturbing thing I've seen in a long time. But anyways, he puts up numbers. There's not going to be a story. But if he doesn't put up numbers, then expect the stories to continue that, sources will say that he's doing this. Sources will say that he's, eating a lot of bonbons and ice cream on the couch and watching Nicholas Sparks movies. This is going to be all kinds of rumors and things swirling around there. And it becomes a distraction because, you got to deal with this crap. You got to deal with these dumb questions at practice. Like, I just don't understand football media or any media, really.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
Shallow.
I don't like that at 23 years old,
right,
he's already being compared by the media to Terrell Owens.
Yeah,
and
stupid.
And not in the Terrell Owens has Hall of Fame numbers kind of comparison. We're talking about the distraction comparison.
Right.
And part of me, I could see why they would immediately jump to that. But in the kid's 23 years old, and I use this example on.
And he's not a career football player either.
Well, right, but
he played the other football.
I also used this example too when there were some sports fans talking about OBJ and how he is a distraction and this that and this that. Well, here's a name that I threw out at them: Vernon Davis.
Right.
Vernon Davis was very much a distraction in his younger days.
Right.
And then he had a Mike Singletary that straightened him up.
Pulled his pants down in a team meeting.
He had Mike Singletary that straightened him up, and then Jim Harbaugh not too long after that.
Right.
That helped him grow up, and he grew up, and he became a pretty good person in the community and good contributor to the team and a good teammate. So I think that this Odell Beckham thing, a lot is being made because of the market.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is his age. He's just not mature enough yet. He's 23. Again, I say this. He's a kid. He's 23 years old, playing in the biggest market, with the biggest spotlight, on one of the classic teams of all of the National Football League. And the rest of the league knows that they can get under his skin very easily.
Right.
See Josh Norman. See the game in Buffalo last year. See Josh Norman last year when Norman was with the Panthers. Under his skin completely. It's a mental maturity thing, and I think that's what fans are. They're so impatient, and they're just not forgiving enough.
Right.
I don't think it's very fair that they compare him to T.O. at all. That's
Uncle Rico needs to coach him up. I mean, honestly, Uncle Rico just needs to get it going out there and get some motivational tactics. And
for my wrestling fans, Uncle Rico he's referring to is Ben McAdoo, the head coach of the New York Giants. For the wrestling fans, I said he looks like AJ Styles if AJ Styles is 55. So
all right, well, Uncle Rico is
Google AJ
something that'll work better.
I'll show you a picture.
I'm gonna throw this football over that mountain.
Speaking of someone who can throw the football over the mountain, but hasn't really had much of a chance to this season, Andrew Luck.
Yes,
he's been sacked 15 times through the first 4 weeks. He is on pace to be sacked 60 times if it keeps going. 60 times he'll be sacked. His current career high, in his rookie year, he was sacked 41 times. Brandon, the Colts, what is the deal with them?
I feel like sometimes they're playing without one lineman each time Andrew Luck drops back because there's no time back there. And it's embarrassing. I mean, the only thing that's going to happen this season is that Andrew Luck might get an Advil endorsement because he's going to need it.
He is.
This.
I feel like the Colts should be so much better than they
Honestly,
are.
I'm going to sound like the world's biggest D right now, but Chuck Pagano only has a job because he has cancer and he came back from it.
Is it that, or is it because Jim Irsay is a drunk?
No. It's because he had cancer. If he didn't have cancer and come back from cancer, Bruce Arians would still be coaching because Bruce Arians took that team, won Coach of the Year, and then got a big contract for Arizona. And look what Arizona's done compared to, Arizona's not great this year, but in the years past, since Arians been there, compared to what Chuck Pagano's done in Indianapolis, it's been a train show. And honestly, there's that other article that came out this week with Reggie Wayne criticizing the front office for the amount of players that they put around him.
I didn't see that.
I agree with him there, too. The Colts, they were like, well, let's go in the offseason and pick up, last year they're like, let's get Andre Johnson and Frank Gore. Okay, two guys at the end of their career.
Right.
Did they do anything to help the line?
No.
Nope. Did they do anything to really help that defense? Nope. So, again, the front office is not making the best decisions, and whenever you approach them, they're like, how dare you question me and what we're doing?
Right.
You don't know what you're talking about. It's
right.
like, well, we kind of do because we can see the results on the field.
Here, it's funny. I was listening to ESPN Radio this morning, and Booger McFarland was on.
Booger McFarland.
He was on. He played for the Colts on defense.
Yep.
During their Super Bowl years. And he mentioned they were kind of having a similar talk about, Andrew Luck and what's wrong with the Colts and everything. And he mentioned one big thing that the Colts are missing, and that's Bill Polian.
Right.
And
Polian put that team together.
You could talk about Peyton Manning all you want. Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer, legend, all of that. But Bill Polian put that team together and kept that team together. And the year that Peyton was off for his neck surgery was the year that Bill Polian was fired.
Right.
So I happen to believe that is probably the reason. You know what? It'd be a good person to ask. My buddy Matt Milan. He's also another wrestler that follows the podcast. He's been commenting. He listens. So Milan is a Colts fan. So Milan, if you got anything you need to shed or you want to shed on any light you want to shed on your team here, the Colts, shoot me a message. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Is it a front office? Should they? Obviously, I don't think they should have gotten rid of Polian at all. But that's just me.
Yeah, they're a mess. Something's going to have to change, whether it's a coordinator going or if Irsay gets a pair and grows them or stops snorting lines of oxy. If he does that, he'd be smart to get rid of Pagano. Pagano's just not a great coach. He's a good defensive coordinator, but that team wasn't really going anywhere with him before he got sick.
Right.
Arians took him to another level. He came back and he kind of only made the playoffs because he was in the AFC South, which was just one of the worst divisions ever. Mm-hmm. Your competitions are Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Tennessee Titans. So honestly,
not a very good,
not a tough division to win at 7-9 or 8-8. It just speaks to how bad Pagano is, and Luck's good. And Luck, when he has time, he can throw that ball everywhere, and he can hit the tight spots, and he rallies the team, but the defense is not doing much either, and they're getting down so many points.
Right, absolutely.
It's a train wreck there.
It is. Hopefully
they're wasting good years of this guy's career.
Absolutely, I agree, and I've always had a soft spot for Indy. The Colts franchise is one of the longtime classic franchises of all the NFL, and it's just kind of a shame to see them kind of head in that opposite direction. All right, let's go to notable injuries here. Currently, right now, as we are recording, the Thursday Night Football game is going on with the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Listed before the game as out were quarterback Carson Palmer with a concussion for the Cardinals, and Navarro Bowman for the Niners with an Achilles injury.
Yep.
For my New York Jets, Eric Decker did not practice, and Matt Forte is limited. Ryan Fitzpatrick will be starting.
His brain is injured.
Had to pull that out there. Yeah. We'll talk about that a little later.
Injured ego.
Charles Clay and Greg Salas, wide receiver and tight end respectively, did not practice for the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Trevor Siemian did not practice. He did not. He did not practice, and Demaryius Thomas was limited in practice with the Broncos. And your boy Jared Cook did not practice.
I'm okay
well.
with that. I grabbed Richard Rodgers in a different league. Jared Cook wasn't doing much anyways.
Very good. Your AFC and NFC offensive and defensive players of the week. In the AFC, Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
22 of 27 for 300 yards.
He took the Chiefs to the women's bathroom.
5 touchdowns. That was it got ugly fast.
He gave that Roethlisberger eye.
And the NFC offensive player of the week.
Yeah.
Brandon, from my Dirty Birds.
The guy who single-handedly beat me in fantasy football this week. I lost by a lousy 4 points because Blair Walsh still doesn't know how to kick a field goal. So thanks for that.
There you go. You got to put down the Julio. Julio Jones.
300 yards. That's absurd.
Targeted 15 times, 12 receptions, 300 yards with 1 touchdown.
How do you not just sweep the leg, Johnny?
I don't know.
Seriously. I mean, after 150 yards receiving, just grab him. Pull him down. Who cares?
Wait, here we go. Here we go,
he
Brandon.
Get stats for PI. I'm not dancing to Julio. This week starts the first week of their downfall.
Everybody. All right. Oh, man. I'm so glad I have that song, and I'm so glad I am on the Dirty Birds bandwagon this year. But
you won't be after this week.
Defensive player Zach Brown of the Buffalo Bills. He had 17 tackles, 12 of them unassisted, 1 sack, and 2 forced fumbles in the Bills' win against the Patriots. And in the NFC, Aaron Donald of the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
The 3-1 Los Angeles Rams, Brandon. What in the blue hell?
They're playing good defense.
1.5 sacks.
And they're not screwing it up on offense.
No, they are not. And that defense is going to be trouble, I guess. I gotta say, after the start they had, I was totally not expecting that at all. But
I mean, their first game they lost pretty badly, the 49ers. But that was just
they didn't score a touchdown. They didn't score a single point.
I know they were embarrassed that first game, but that's a good defense. That's a really good defense. If they could do something to help out Todd Gurley with the form of a quarterback. Just because they're winning doesn't mean Case Keenum should be your guy. He's not really great. He's just doing enough not to blow the game. I think if they get Goff playing, I think that team could do something. They could make some noise in the NFC West. I mean, they already got 1 win over Seattle.
They do.
In Seattle, was it? No, it was in LA.
No, it was in LA.
Yeah, it was in LA. It was their opener. But still, I mean, beating Seattle, division game, that's not a joke.
No, it is not a joke. But 7-9, Coach of the Year. Are you ready to give Jeff Fisher the Coach of the Year?
Oh, they're not going 7-9. They're not going to go 4-8 the rest of the way.
All right, very good.
They're going to win this week too.
All right, you know what time it is. Chris Cotta, you hate
update.
me. Uh-oh, go ahead.
Touchdown 49ers, 7-0. Phil Dawson just put in the extra point. It was a nice run by Blaine Gabbert. Just kidding. He made a pass.
Oh, Jesus.
To Jeremy Curley.
Oh.
9 yards.
Former New York Jet, Jeremy Curley there. That was a week.
He probably was running when he did it.
That was a week 5 score update for you. But we're talking week 4 scores right now. Cincinnati Bengals 22, Miami Dolphins 7. Brandon's dancing. You can't see it, thankfully. The Jacksonville Jaguars get their first win of the season over the hapless Colts, 30-27 in London.
Yep.
The Dirty Birds, winners over the Carolina Panthers, 48-33. Here's a big shocker. Absolutely, positively, nobody picked Buffalo to win this game except for Daniel Patrick Germain. Daniel Patrick Germain.
Stay safe down there, Hurricane Boy.
Yes. Dan Germain and his Bills, 16-0 winner chicken dinner over the New England Patriots. The Chicago Bears, 17-14 winners over the Detroit Lions. We have Washington, 31, Cleveland, 20. Poor Cleveland.
That fumble.
Fumble-risky.
Oh, my God. That is the worst call I've seen in a really long time.
Yes.
That was almost like Fail Mary bad.
Yeah, that was very bad. 27-20, Texans over the Titans. Oakland 28-27 in a thriller with Baltimore.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a game.
ESPN, their fantasy app, had the score reversed.
Yes, I know.
And I was like, what?
I do recall that.
Yeah.
All right. In a not-so-thrilling game, the Seattle Seahawks improved to 3-1, 27-17 winners over the New York Jets. Ryan Fitzpatrick with 3 more interceptions.
Yeah. Fitzy, go for that record, buddy.
He'll get there. The
Channel your inner Favre and every other bad quarterback in the world. Do it.
Denver 27-7 winners over the Buccaneers. Please don't compare Ryan Fitzpatrick to Brett Favre ever again.
No, I always want his interceptions. He's going for a record.
Oh,
Favre had that record.
He'll get it. He'll get it.
Fitzy wants it.
There's got to be some record for amount of teams played on too, and I'm sure he's going to eclipse that after the Jets release him. Just use him. But Dallas winners 24-17 over the 49ers. Hey, what do you think of Dak Prescott?
He's all right.
Okay.
He's not great. I'm not going to go out and crown him.
Not going to buy his jersey?
No, I would never buy a Cowboys jersey anyways. There's much better can liners around there for much cheaper.
Very good. The Los Angeles Rams, I almost called them St. Louis. Sorry, St. Louis, crying Jordan faces. 17-13 winners over the Cardinals. The New Orleans Saints, I picked them. 35-34 winners over the San Diego Chargers.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen. Fumble right after a handoff, or a handoff, simple handoff. And then the next one, Rivers throws a first down pass. The guy just is walking and drops the ball. And then they fumble again and just like, hey, Drew Brees, why don't you just go win the game?
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Here's 2 balls inside the 20.
2 balls. I'm laughing at that. I'm so juvenile.
Of course
Pittsburgh, shut up. Pittsburgh 43-14 winners over the Kansas City Chiefs. And finally, the Minnesota freaking Vikings. 24-10 winners on Monday Night Football over the Odell Beckham-led New York Football Giants. That's going to do it for the first half of the podcast. We're going to go take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have, as per my script here, Gear Network Pick'em, and we are going to play a new game called Relax or Stress. More details on that. Hey, little man Corral is here. He's probably not going to talk on the microphone, are you? Am I being too loud, buddy?
No, his movie's over. You gotta go sleep. Sorry, your movie's over.
You sure I'm not being too loud?
Yeah.
I talk loud.
His movie's over. His
All
timer
right.
went off.
Bye, Sean. We'll be right back. Well, gang, it's October, and you know what that means. Cooler air, falling leaves, and, of course, Halloween. Right now, our Amazon Halloween store has everything you need for the adult, child, or even the pet in your life. Everything from costumes to candy, bags to accessories, and more is available through us, and you can have it delivered right to your front door just in time for that fateful Saturday in October. And right now, save 20% on select Halloween costumes and have your items delivered with free 2-day shipping when you sign up for your free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime. Go to gearnetwork.com/holiday and click the banner. It will take you directly to our Halloween store, and you can take advantage of all of the savings, including daily lightning deals that take place directly on that page. And of course, with every purchase, you support this network and all of our podcasts. So again, gearnetwork.com, click on the Gear Holiday Store up on the top banner there, and go ahead and shop away and save, and help us along the way. Happy Halloween from all your friends here at the Gear Radio Network. Hey, Dawn, how's it going?
Living the dream. I'm actually just getting ready to do this commercial.
Oh, you mean the commercial where I tell our listeners to tune into Gear Network every week to listen to our show, Get Ready America? That one?
Yeah, John, that's the one.
They can also listen to us talk about news, sports, whatever's on our minds, that.
And a little of what's on our listeners' minds, but they're just too nice to say it.
Well, that, Dawn, is a real humdinger.
Humdinger.
Come join us this and every week for Get Ready America exclusively on the Gear Radio Network.
And the Gear Network app.
Connor, take a look around you. You got a lot of champions, a lot of grizzled vets. Who do you think would give you the hardest fight out of anybody on stage?
Right here. Right here, the hardest hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't move. They're not. Who the is that guy? No damn well who I am. Who the is that?
That guy's the best. And you know he's the best because an article came out today about Donald Cerrone. Cowboy Cerrone is talking about how everybody hates McGregor and he doesn't have one of the boys backstage and nobody likes him and blah. And it's like, yeah, because he's making way more money than all of you. He runs the game better than all of you. He plays all aspects of the game better than all of you. Some of you can fight, but you can't talk worth of crap. Some of you can talk a lot of crap and can't fight worth of crap. This guy can do it all.
Yes,
and he could do it at multiple weights. And when he says he's going to do something, he does it. And
well, I will tell you what. I have already booked UFC 205 at your house.
Oh yeah,
so we will have a UFC special that night or something.
Absolutely.
I think we should do that. We should expand our horizons.
Oh,
you know, I mean, yes, this is Football Talk Weekly, and yes, I came back to a MMA thing, but it's funny. I thought it was hilarious, and it's kind of what this podcast is about. We do what we want. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Football Talk Weekly podcast, or as Connor would say, the Football Talk Weekly podcast.
Oh, that was terrible. You need to edit that out.
I'll edit that out.
Oh my God!
Shut up, Brandon. All right. Part of being on a podcast is not being afraid to make an ass out of yourself, and that's what I do.
Clearly.
All right. Gear Network Pick'em. Last week, Brandon, you were 9-6.
Yes, I was,
and I was 11-4. So once again, I'm the champion every week.
Yeah.
33-30 you are on the season. I am 36-27, 3 games ahead of you.
Plenty of room to tank. You keep picking your team, you're going to slowly decrease.
We are actually, you know what? I hate to say it. I hate to say it, Brandon.
Yep.
I went against both the teams this week. Went against the Jets. I took the Steelers over the Jets.
Well, yeah.
And I took the Broncos over the Dirty Birds.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. You know better.
Forgive me. For 1 week, Atlanta and New York.
He's just being right.
It just is what it is. But, all right, well, we disagree on 2. Currently, one that's going on right now, the Arizona Cardinals and the 49ers.
Which is now tied because, I got to see what this just was.
Uh-oh. Well, while you see that, I'll just
keep talking.
I picked the Cardinals. You picked the 49ers. I picked the Cardinals prior to the announcement that Carson Palmer was going to be gone, but either way, I'm not a big believer in the 49ers anyways. I think they're both pretty awful, but that's
Drew
really
Stanton,
it.
20-yard pass to Larry Fitzgerald after a Blaine Gabbert interception.
Wonderful.
Blaine's going to Blaine.
Blaine going Blaine, man. And then the other game that we disagreed on, Chicago and Indianapolis. I picked the Bears. You picked the Colts.
Bears.
I'll say I picked the Bears primarily because the Colts line is junk. Andrew Luck is just, he's not himself. That line is nothing. He's got nothing. So I think the Bears are going to be, I guess, good enough. I don't know. I don't really care about that game anyways, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, it's an eyesore like me.
It's just one of those games where, whatever. All right. So now we're going to move on to a new game. A game within the game.
Yeah.
Relax
Sounds fun.
or stress. And basically
I'm always
what
relaxed,
it
baby.
is there are different scenarios I'm going to name. And then, Brandon, I want you to explain whether or not the fan bases of these respective teams should relax because it's only week 5, or if they should stress because they're already losing the season.
I think they should all relax.
You think they should all relax?
This whole world needs more chill.
Yeah, it does. All right, but we're going to start close to home.
Yep.
New York Jets. They are 1-3 on the season.
Yep.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is having a historically bad just slump. A historically bad slump.
Yeah.
9 interceptions in the last 2 games. Darrelle Revis, we talked about this earlier on, so this is
right.
Actually following up on week 1, but Darrelle Revis is hurt. Strained hamstring or something like that. I totally forgot, honestly. And the secondary just of the New York Jets is just god awful. They've been awful this season.
Yeah.
So, 2-parter here. Following up from week 1, is Revis Island still an island?
He's not healthy, so you can't really judge. Jury's still out until he comes back healthy.
Okay, but Brandon, Jets fans, relax. It's week 5, or stress. You're losing the season.
Stress because you're going 1-4 after this week. Big Ben's going to take you guys in the men's room again.
Not the women's room like they did the Chiefs.
No, he took the Chiefs to the women's room. He was being gentlemanly in there.
God!
He's
I know where you're going with this.
He's going truck
stop. I'm gonna cut you off right
Poor
there.
Jets.
Jesus Christ, Brandon.
Oh, he's gonna land a jet.
Oh man, I'm stressing right now from that comment.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can stress.
Now let me ask you
they're
this.
not good.
Does Fitz get pulled? Does Geno come in? At all? Does Geno Smith or Bryce Petty play at all this season for them?
Yeah, definitely. The way things are going, absolutely.
Which one?
Geno Smith?
Okay.
I can't stop saying things like a question.
All right.
I don't know. It's, yeah.
Pretty. So Brandon thinks...
I'd like to see Bryce Petty, but...
I would too.
I don't want to see him out there with that team.
Nah. I don't know. Well, we're probably going to see him next year. Probably going to see a lot of him next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brandon says Jets fans should stress.
Yep.
As a Jets fan, I'm probably going to...
You stress after the first series. You always stress.
That was the old me.
Oh, that's the
old
always
me.
you. They don't want it.
All right.
Your favorite line. Jets don't want it. They just don't want it this week.
The Cleveland Browns 0-4. Relax or stress?
Relax, Cleveland.
Tom Brady's back.
Relax, Cleveland. The Indians are in the playoffs. Preseason basketball started. LeBron
and hey,
already out there.
And you know what else?
Yes.
The Golden State Warriors gave up a 3-1 lead.
That's right. 3-1 lead.
You got that, Cleveland.
So don't worry about it, Browns fans. There's much else to look at.
All right. The Arizona Cardinals 1-3. They have lost to the Pats, the Bills, and the LA Rams. However, their schedule is not very difficult this year. They do not have a very tough schedule. Can they bounce back? Arizona Cardinals fans, relax or stress?
I'd say relax. They are in a tough division, and that is going to make it a little more difficult to come back from this start. They definitely have to cash in tonight, because tonight's supposed to be one of their gimmies. Mm-hmm. But they're playing without their starting quarterback, so that is going to be a tough one. But yeah, I'd still say relax, just because, Arian's a good coach. You've got a good core to that roster. They'll probably get things figured out.
All right.
Not ready to put any dirt on them yet.
I'm going to say relax as well with them. And finally, back to New York, the New York Football Giants, 1-3. Not
stress.
Not really. I don't know. They're not really playing well.
No, and
they have the Odell Beckham.
They weren't very good last year either.
So, first year of the Ben McAdoo era.
They did beat Dallas.
Relax or stress?
Stress. Because they spent a bunch of money on the other side of the ball, and the other side of the ball is not holding up its end of the bargain. The Giants are just not a good team. They weren't a good team last year.
No, they're not.
I don't think the coaching change was going to change much about that. They changed a lot of personnel, but honestly, the offensive line's getting a little old. I think their scheme is a little bad on offense. I liked their offensive scheme last year. I hated their defensive scheme. This year, I'm okay with their defense, but their offense is just...
I feel like...
It's spotty.
I feel like they're still playing Tom Coughlin ball. And that the league is really... I mean, Tom Coughlin ball is pretty vanilla on the offensive side.
The offense had a lot last year. Eli threw for a lot last year. Eli had a pretty solid stretch of time last year. I don't think it's Tom Coughlin ball. I think it's just the fact that there's no inventiveness on this coordinator at all. Ben McAdoo,
offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator is not doing much. They're pretty good at wide receiver. I mean, they've got Victor Cruz back and healthy. Mm-hmm. They got OBJ. They got Larry Donnell coming out of the tight end. Mm-hmm. The running game hasn't been there really, which is hurting it.
Then I guess, is that why it may be just not clicking? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're just not clicking. I don't think Eli's got enough time back there. I kind of feel like Eli's really indecisive too. Mm-hmm. I think he looks too much for Beckham. And if he started looking back at Cruz again, because Cruz used to be his boy, I think he can right the ship, but I'm not sure.
All right.
So I would say stress, just because last year didn't prove much, and they only changed really much on the defensive side of the ball, and it's made a marginal improvement, but not a remarkable improvement.
I'm going to say relax, because we've already got the Jets that are going to be stressing. I say
Come
relax
on, you don't want
because
the whole state of New Jersey just freaking out.
Well,
and
but
New York City.
You also have to keep in mind too that the New York Giants are not playing in the same division with angry Tom Brady. So
that's true.
They don't need to stress.
They play in the same division
as broken Tony Romo
and Carson Wentz.
So, well, I mean, Carson Wentz, he's dreamy. They might want to.
Yeah.
They might want to. I gotta find a song.
Get a song. He needs a song.
Let's see.
He needs a song.
He does need a song.
Get on that, Philadelphia.
So let's.
And the Redskins are not playing well either.
No, they are not. So all right, well we're pretty much done with the football portion of it here. So, but keeping in the theme of the Giants.
Yeah.
Brandon, you are a San Francisco Giants fan.
That is correct.
So for us, the sports fans out there,
yeah,
tell us a little bit about the Giants and Mad Bum and the legend that continues to grow.
I'm going to tell you, I'm really sorry, Chicago. I know you really looked forward to this season, and you got a nice 100-game plus winning season. That's all going to come crashing down, and I think the saddest people are going to be the people at ESPN who've had like a 90-part documentary on the redemption of the Cubs this year. I think they're going to go down, and it's going to hurt. Giants won in 2014 with Madison Bumgarner. The guy's a freaking legend. He's barely touchable in the postseason.
Wait a minute. I found a Carson Wentz song.
Oh, no. Take My Wentz Away? It's gotta be. It's gotta be Take My Wentz Away.
All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, no, stop. Go ahead. That threw you off, didn't it?
Bumgarner, the Giants in 2014 won a World Series with Bumgarner and a bunch of spare parts as their rotation. This year they've got a rotation 1 through 4 that is strong and can match up with anybody in the league. You factor that in with the X factor that Bruce Bochy just knows how to push the buttons in the postseason. The guy's won 11 straight series.
And it's an even year.
The Giants' hitting lineup is miles better than it has been in years past that they've won with. I think that they needed to get past that wild card game. And once they did, I think all bets are off. And I think that this is a team that's poised to make a run.
Indeed.
It's scary.
And as you were watching Madison Bumgarner, know what you were thinking?
No. I wasn't thinking Take My Wentz Away.
Oh, man. All right.
Remember that in Team America when they played that song?
Yes. Oh, take my breath away, Carson Wentz. Jesus Christ.
Man.
All right, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Playoffs, Giants. Game 1 is Friday night. I almost scored tickets. I have a friend who has a friend from high school, is now a current San Francisco Giant, was a former San Francisco Giant.
Oh?
His name rhymes with Blow Bathan. Yeah.
Okay.
And wasn't able to come through, which is okay.
Of all names to make it rhyme, you pick Blow Blathan.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, Brandon.
Anyways, yeah, so I'll just be watching it from home on the 4K TV and enjoying hopefully at least a split this weekend.
Okay.
And then Green Bay, Sunday night, primetime football again.
There you go.
New York Giants.
Oh.
Continue the stress.
Oh, boy, there you go.
Stay stressy, New York.
Stress this week, Giants fans. All right.
What about you, man? What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to bowling.
That's it?
That's about it.
Ouch. It's a rough weekend. No dirty birds.
No.
You're not dancing the Julio right now.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, you'll dance it, but you going to do some DDP yoga?
Probably DDP
Yep.
yoga, yes.
All right, that's
there
something
is
to look
nothing
forward
wrong
to.
with DDP yoga.
That's something to look forward to.
It is something to
I'm
look
just
forward to.
I'm reaching for
Thank
you,
you, man. I appreciate
Trying
that.
to help you out.
All right. I appreciate that. All right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to end it on that note. Between Take My Breath Away and DDP Yoga and my horrible Conor McGregor impression earlier, we have fallen completely off the rails, Brandon. But I want to thank you for a great podcast. It was a very entertaining one. And if you didn't think it was entertaining, well, tune in next week and give us another try and keep tuning in.
We'll try again.
Yes, we will.
This is a trial and error podcast.
Trial. Inside joke there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for shopping, doing all your holiday shopping, current and forthcoming, through shopgear.com. That's shopgere.com. Keep doing it.
I'm going to buy my Google Home off of there when it comes out.
Oh.
That thing's looking better than the Amazon Echo.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I watched Google's conference. Their phone looks mighty nice, too. Looks like a combination of an Android and an iPhone. It looks pretty nice. A Pixel.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Google phones tend to, go to crap. But
Google phones are
it could
carrier
be worse.
free, but now they're on Verizon, apparently.
It could be worse. They could be Windows phones. But. All right. With
That's
that,
a true story.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you, sir.
So long, everybody. Good night now.
Remember to see more National Football League action next week.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.